When did that get up here?
Was it the night I laid down the mini bike and it was raining outside?
It has to be. I can't
don't know.
imagine any other time that would get up here.
I don't know why it's up here. I just think that might be why it exists here
I'd have to assume.
in the shop.
Find all sorts of treasures.
Well, as I'm sitting down, I'm realizing I didn't even think about what to talk about this time. So I would say we should probably kind of pick up where we left off in the last one. The last one was very all over the place, and we talked about meeting and some about our college experience as far as like friendships, but we didn't really talk about our business much other than the few small things that we did then. So I think we should talk more about a little bit our experience in college as far as the actual I guess learning, and then further dive into our beginnings as welding business owners.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. I think we definitely strayed a little bit from exactly what we said we were going to do last time. We very explicitly said that we were going to talk about our business and how we put all of it together, and then we just talked about everything else. So yeah, to kind of, guess piggyback off that, do you remember where we left off?
I was there and am also required to watch it because that I edit it, but I don't remember at all. But that's okay. I think we just kind of should talk about what it was like learning welding at North Idaho College.
Yeah, definitely. I obviously were biased, but I do think that it was one of the best, or I should say better programs that you can go through.
Right.
Specifically just for welding as a whole, I'm sure there's a lot better targeted programs that are for specific things, but for welding as a whole, that was just a great program, specifically because of the teachers.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day, I really miss hanging out with Earl in class and getting to learn from him. He was a fantastic instructor, but kind of the is what it is, the way she goes.
Yeah, it's the way it crumbles.
Yeah, but yeah, Gavin kind of hit the nail on the head as far as just a really good value of education, because we got to learn a lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
as far as welding goes, but it was a lot focused on structural welding and pipe welding. So we got certifications for pipe welding and structural certifications, which was cool. But I don't know. I think it's interesting to talk to other people who have gone to college for different trades, because a lot of the times the way that different trades learn in college is so different. Because like we spent probably an hour every morning in class. It's so hot up here.
It is like significantly hotter.
Holy smokes. Anyways, we spent very little time in class and a lot of time in the welding shop, actually literally just welding, which is a big thing. It's a very like precise, like fine movement based skill.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that we were kind of sitting there and just doing it over and over again. But I think that's the actual like repetition, I think, is some of the highest. Like, I think welding is the most focused on just burning reps.
Oh, yeah.
As far as like school goes.
Yeah, because you can look at other trades. You look at plumbing or framing, or let's take framing for example. You're not really doing the exact same motion over, or like the exact same small process over and over.
Right.
Like that's like you're standing a wall up, or you're framing in a king stud window, or you're doing all this different stuff. While with welding, although you can build a plethora of different things, the actual welding portion of that where you're sticking the metal together is essentially the same every single time, just with a different position. So like that's where that rep thing comes into
Right.
play of just like it's the one trade where you just have to put in so many reps
Right.
and just weld. I mean, there's people that are just naturally good at it. They're few and far between. Shout out our buddy Travis Doty.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that just was naturally phenomenal at it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so impressive. I never got even close to being able to weld as well as he could.
Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
seemed like nothing to him.
he was just like a robot so often,
Yeah.
which is really cool to watch, but kind of frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating to be a classmate with.
Yeah. But that's okay. We can't complain. We definitely had our fair share of doing well in that class.
Oh yeah.
As far as I'd say that's the one like downfall of that class in that program is how it is very much catered towards the middle ground
Yeah.
of students.
I'd say even
If
low
not
to
a
middle.
little lower.
Yeah.
So, which in some ways did help us because that meant that just those of us who did get ahead were able to, I guess, get more opportunities as far as like side projects or learning different like actual intricacies of what we're doing. And along with what we were just saying, we got to burn more reps.
Mm-hmm.
But it did at times get a little frustrating when we were waiting on the rest of the class to catch up.
Oh yeah, big time. Especially when you're just wanting to get on to the next unit. And I remember specifically for me, it was that moment that rings out for me is when we were going into aluminum welding, and we were like so close to being able to get into doing aluminum welding.
Right.
And I remember both me and you were way ahead of schedule at that point, and we just wanted to get onto it. And the teacher was
Right.
like, "We gotta wait until the whole class is there."
Yeah. Thankfully, to some degree, it's a very like go at your own pace thing.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
stuff like that where you're switching a whole process, our instructors validly never wanted to do a full class demonstration until everyone was ready
Exactly.
to absorb the information. So but other than that, it was great. I think blueprint reading was some of the more interesting stuff as far as like actual new learning.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I know you as well as me and a couple other kids had high school welding experience in classes. So like a lot of the welding wasn't necessarily new, but maybe some of the stuff we were welding, like pipe, was new. But I think that was what made blueprint reading interesting.
Definitely.
And not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I definitely like excelled in blueprint reading because I was one of the only kids in the class who had experience doing it.
Yeah.
Because of my job, which was, I don't know, for me it was fun because I guess I think I got more out of it because I started with a little bit more understanding looking at each blueprint. So like I was able to just understand more of it.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of what made it more fun for me. But
Definitely.
I don't know, probably could have been frustrating for some people who started blueprint reading by looking at some pretty difficult prints because they can get convoluted for sure.
And not to mention too, those shout out Earl for putting us in the spot of like some really having to look at some really intricate blueprints, like blueprints that we might ever only see for real in the shop once or twice in our lives.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
some really intricate stuff, which is the thing is that's nice about that is just if you figure that out, you very easily can figure out a simpler print. Like that's the nice thing about blueprint reading is if you can just focus on figuring out something that's super intricate, everything else is going to be easier. But like you were saying, like you were one of the only kids with like true blueprint like experience. And I remember kind of having a big head going into that because I was like, oh, I've been foreman on ICF crews. Like I've looked at some plans before.
Right.
Like I know how to do this. And then sitting down at that first print and going, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah,
like,
it's funny how plans and prints don't really like
No.
go inside.
No, not at all. Like not at least not as much as you would think.
Right. A lot of the same like symbols and like ways to indicate stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like at a whole different level.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole different level of intricacy. Like that's
Right.
an actual blueprint has so many more. You've got the welding callouts. You've got all these different. There's a lot of different aspects to it that have to be like so exact. Versus when you're looking at just a set of plans, you're like, this is your dimension. Like this is what the wall has to be. This is how tall your walls are. Like,
Right.
Versus just being like, oh no, you need to have this sort of grind prep on your piece, and then you have to weld it this certain way, and it's a huge skill to have, but it's a very hard skill to acquire.
Yeah, for sure. Especially just like the way that, like, I can't even look at prints the way some people can and just like see it in their head.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, it's a whole different skill set to just see a blueprint and like make a 3D model in your head.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how some people can do that.
Which, yeah, and like I personally can say I'm not that guy. Like I if there's not a couple different great visualizations of what the print actually is on the print, I have no clue what I'm doing. Like,
Right.
I have to be able to really wrap my head around it, and for me to be able to do that, which is what's nice about blueprints is that typically there is 4 to 5 different views on a very intricate print where you're looking at like top, side, angle, or what's it called? Isometric
Isometric view, yeah.
Isometric view, and actually for me, the isometric views are the most helpful just to be able to visualize it in my head.
Right.
It might not be really helpful at all for measurements, but for me to be able to understand it makes a lot of sense. And as much as you think like, oh, it's all on the page, I don't need to really understand exactly. Like, I don't need to see what I'm doing in my head.
Right.
It changes how you look at a lot of stuff and makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that was kind of our experience in school. I don't remember what certs I got off the top of my head.
I know which one I got.
I think I got 5 out of the 6.
Yeah.
So I got 3G, 4G, and 6G stick welding certs, and then 3G and 4G flux core. Yeah. And then the one I was like, if I had half a day more to finish, I would have had my TIG root 6G, but I didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And if they let us certify with it, I would have gotten a 5G TIG root, but
Yeah. They were just, I guess we can kind of explain that a little bit with like why that's not worth testing for. Is like you've got different welding positions, and it's all, I mean, we could go really in depth on this, but essentially there's certain positions that are significantly harder than other positions.
Right.
So when you're certified in one of those really hard positions, they do you the benefit of being able to, that certifies you for all the easier positions. So
Right.
like, for example, 6G is kind of the king of all certifications when it comes to pipe, at least, just because it's a pipe sitting at a 45-degree angle. So you basically have almost every single progression in that one piece as you go around the pipe. So being able to do that certifies you for all other positions of pipe, and that's like, for me, I did not get 5 out of the 6 certifications. I unfortunately had one bad test on my 6G test, which was a absolute heartbreaker. The welding instructor, again, shout out Earl, literally told me to go home. He said, take the rest of the day off, go home and come back and you'll pass it on the next one. Because it seriously, like, I won't go too in depth into the story, but it was kind of a bull crap way of failing the test. Because basically these tests, you weld out the pipe and then you cut out little bands that the center of the band is right where your weld's at. So, and then you take those, they put them into a hydraulic bender that bends your tests, and then they bend it right on that weld. So they're testing just how strong your weld truly is and making sure that weld is as strong, if not stronger than all the base metal around it. So for me, I bent 3 of my bend tests, and there was no sort of cracks or inclusions or anything, any little imperfections in the welds. And then I got to my last one, and there was a very, very, very small inclusion, which you're able to have up to an 1/8 inch, right? I think it's 1/8.
I think it's 3/32 in total, and 1/8 inch for a single.
Oh yeah. So you're allowed an amount of cracking or
Something like that.
inclusions
I
in the
don't
welds because things happen. I mean, no weld's ever 1,000% perfect. So that being said, I had a small inclusion, and it would have passed just fine, been no issue. But it was right on the corner of my bend test. So, and that's what's called a corner crack. And when it's on the corner of the weld test, they have to measure across it on the face and down the side and add that total together. And with the top and the side added together, I was a 64th of an inch over what the allowance was. So, and good on Earl for just going by the guidelines. That's what you need to do. You need to pass it properly. But it was definitely a salty. Unfortunately, I can't pass you.
Right.
Which was brutal. But that's the real world. Things like that happen. Nothing's ever going to go 100% perfect. So I was able to go back and retake it and pass it the next time. So I've got my 6G certification. But unfortunately, how our welding school worked is you were allotted 6 certifications throughout the year.
Right.
And you had to basically swap out 2 certifications to get a retest. And so I swapped out 2 of my lower certifications to get a retest on that. Retested, passed it, went just fine. And which, if you look at it as just a purely books level, I do still have all the certifications I need on there, but it definitely does take a hit to your ego when you go, man, I could have got all those.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the people that we are, of wanting to
Yeah, I mean, it was
do
just
the
kind of
most.
killing time
Yeah.
for me to have done the 3 and 4G ones.
Yep.
I just kind of had time, so I might as well. I think, yeah, I did them after getting the 6G one
Yeah.
because there would be no point to have done them first and then ran out of tests.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
So anyways, but yeah, so that was what we actually got out of our college experience. Although we do have associates of welding technology degrees, wasn't exactly what we were going for.
No.
Not really something you can use.
Yeah.
It's great and all, but yeah, we were mainly going for the certifications. And I guess the associates more has to do with the blueprint reading and the stupid math classes we had to take.
Yeah, which I was lucky enough to be able to not have to take.
Yeah.
It was so nice. Thank God I took a AP class in high school. AP math class, I should say. And I was able to get out of those.
Yeah, what sucks is I was going to be taking AP Calc my senior year, but the welding school I went to
That's
had math class there that we had to take. So I was like,
cool.
darn.
Cool. Sounds good.
That sucks. Well,
Yeah. No, that's always a rough one. I will say there is one class that other than the welding class I took there, that I want to touch on. And that was I just had to fill a class. And so the class I chose was this advanced first aid class, and it sounds a lot more serious than it was. Although I did learn a lot of stuff, but you're basically in there just learning the basics of if you walk up on a workplace accident or if a car accident or anything, if there's
mini
any
bike accident.
Yeah, mini bike accident. Too soon, maybe.
Yeah, it's a shame I'm not wearing shorts.
Yeah, we could show the stitches.
See some stitches in my leg.
Yeah. But it was basically just being able to, in an emergency, be able to handle yourself. And I really do think, at the time and even after the class, I was like, man, I'm not going to remember any of this. None of this is going to come in handy whatsoever. I'm like, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to just push myself through it. But the one thing that the instructor there did that I don't know if this is a standard thing they do for first aid classes, but all of our tests and basically everything that we did for a grade, he would put on some sort of like really horrific soundtrack of like car accidents or like a national tragedy on the on the computer and blare it. Which honestly, if you think about
Just
it, is
responding to 9/11.
yeah, dude, for real. I think one time it was just like the 9/11, like just sound bites.
Live footage of the base of the towers.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was just like screaming and sirens and horns and just it put you on your heels. But then if you're able to learn all that stuff and be able to take those tests and do that stuff under that sort of pressure, when you're using the tools you've learned in that class, that's what's going to be happening.
Right.
And so, like, for me, I didn't think I'd ever remember it, but I mean, in the couple cases that I've been in some sort of bad scenario where kind of that fight or flight, that like, oh shit, I need to do something kicks in, your training comes back. And that's one thing I did not realize, is that it was just gonna, in the moment you go, this is what I need to do, and I've got it handled.
Right.
But I would recommend that to anyone that's taking any college classes. If there's an advanced first aid class, that's a class that, like, I don't care if you're in the trades or if you're a desk worker, anyone can walk up on a car accident where someone's life is now in
Or
your
a mini
hands.
bike accident.
Or a mini bike accident where basically your action of doing something versus not doing something means that person's life. And so that I think that everyone should be able to know how to do that stuff, tourniquet and
You know what
different sorts
blows
of
my
splints.
mind that I never really realized till I was older?
What?
You like, there's a law out there that says it's not your fault for trying.
Oh yeah.
Like if you had a big old cut in you and I just freaking shoved my fist in there and like broke some stuff and you died, they'd be like, well, you tried.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's like the, I can't remember.
don't
We
remember
went
what it's
over
called.
it, and
Yeah.
we went over it in advanced first aid. It's like if they're unresponsive, it's like a basically like an implied consent.
Right.
I think that might even be what it's called.
Something like that.
It's something like that. It's implied consent if they're unconscious. Obviously, if they're conscious, you have to get consent. But
right.
if they're unconscious, that I didn't know that either until I went into that class. He
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
kind of funny.
it's just like, and technically, actually, you need to have some sort of first aid training.
I don't think so. I think any civilian just can
Really?
try to help.
Huh. Just trying anything.
Yeah.
Go up
you
there,
can
put a
be
spell on it.
as a trained first aid individual, you can be held liable for not trying though.
That was a big thing in the class. Like, it's basically signing up for that class and getting that certification puts you in a spot where you can technically be held liable in court if you were proven to be not helping someone that was in need that you had the time to help them.
Right.
So like if I choked up and was just like, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to help here, I can actually be held liable now that I have that
Right.
certification, which is
Kinda
another thing that I was like, that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Thankfully, a first aid merit badge doesn't hold me liable.
Yeah, see, and that's the other funny thing is, like, I took those classes and I've got that certification. He doesn't, but I would trust him more in one of those scenarios. Like I'll be flat out with myself. I would, like, if it came down to what I knew when it comes to first aid and triage versus what he knows, I'm taking what he knows every single time.
Yeah, I've done a like weird amount of like stuff that involves first aid training.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I think that should be pushed like way more in culture to
Right.
like know how to do that stuff. That's like something that like is like always kind of an option to figure out, and people are like, "Oh no, I don't work at a hospital."
Well, yeah, that's all for the sake of a little bit of funny in this. I'll tell the story of the stitches.
Oh yeah.
Basically, we built these straight pipes for the mini bikes, and there's a little heat shield made out of expanded metal for the one that still has the exhaust. I went over a little bump while we were playing tag on the mini bikes, and that heat shield cut my leg pretty deep. I just scratched it like an idiot, and that hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
Just
right.
poking it.
Yeah.
Ow! I just
But-
poked mine.
Yeah, so
Ow.
I like
God.
I hit the bump. I felt the scratch, and you know how like every scratch of any kind like feels the same.
Yeah, it's just like
I was like,
that
that
hot cat scratch.
that
type
doesn't
feeling.
feel good. Whatever. I should probably check it though. And I like unbutton my pants and pull them down, and I like look at him like, oh, and I pull my pants back up and look at Colby, and I go, oh, we got to go to the hospital. I was just like processing, and then I look again. I'm like, ooh. And so I pinch it and like tell Colby to go get the IFAC off the headrest of
Which
my
is
truck.
another thing everyone should have.
True.
IFAC.
Whoa, I almost said international. Nope. Individual first aid kit. And so he went and took his mini bike and grabbed that. And then my girlfriend came over, and oddly, she's EMS certified. So kind of would have made sense for her to do it. But Colton and I patched me up. And so what I thought was funny is when I got to the ER and they like had to look at it, we had done like a really good job. Like I had pinched it, we had like wadded up the gauze and like made sure it was all still like closed.
Yeah.
And like taped around it and did really well.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then they like took it off at the ER and we're like looking at it, and then it was just sitting open, which hurt way worse for it to just sit open than for the way we did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just put like a bandage over it and didn't like do anything,
Which
and
is
we're
just
like, you
blows
can go
my mind.
continue to wait. I was like, ow.
Like I should have just not let you guys do
Yeah, I
anything.
should have just like taken a picture and left the bandage that I did way better than you guys
Yeah.
on. This hurts. And then I waited like another hour till they even took me back, and then like another forever till they actually got me stitched up. I got cut at like 8:40 p.m. We left the hospital at 1. Cool.
Yeah. American tax dollars right
Yeah,
there at
whatever,
work.
man. Thankfully, my mommy has good insurance. So Mama. That is definitely a plus. And it was really nice of Hallie to have waited with me at the hospital because she worked at 5, which was not great for her. But
The best part is like in solidarity, we were gonna wait here at the shop for him to get back, and because like I didn't see any of this.
yeah,
happen.
I just got done cooking these. The best carne asada
It's
they've
so
ever had.
good. It's so good.
The best carne asada.
was on
I've
Cinco de
ever
Mayo.
made. Yeah. And same day that I crashed Colby's lawnmower.
And you almost
And what
ripped your
else?
prenup off.
Oh yeah, I almost ripped my junk off my with the mini bike also. That was a rough one. That arguably in the moment, not arguably, that 100% hurt worse.
That's so crazy.
Over 5
But yeah.
times worse.
Yeah.
Like I was on the ground like moaning.
Again,
with how bad
something
it's-
I didn't see. So like this entire day, and I didn't see the lawnmower thing either. I just was like, that entire day was just me hearing like legends of the hell that he was raising.
Yeah, well,
It's just I didn't see any of it.
the issue with the first incident was, well, no. The lawnmower was first. The second incident, I went down into this jump that Colby created, and actually related to the muddy t-shirt that I'm sitting on. One night it rained really bad, and we kept trying to hit the jump, and so we like pushed the dirt out a bunch, and so now it's got a bunch of like ridges and ruts. And so I went down in there and like hit a bump so bad that I like almost came off the back, but came down just on the back edge of the bike, and it raked from hole to belly button.
Hold
and
the hole.
Yeah, hold a hole and stretched everything in between to its maximum extent.
Yep.
And I like that's some of the worst pain I felt in my life.
Yeah, and then right about
sure.
right about then was when I started heading his direction on the lawnmower. I'm sitting on the front of the lawnmower while Colby's driving, and from a distance I can just see I see him on the ground, and then I see him stand up, and then I see him like keel over.
Well, no, you said what the first time you see me come up, I wasn't on the ground. I was coming out of the hole.
Oh, really?
I was pushing the bike out of the hole, and I stood up for a sec. I was like, nope, going down.
yeah, I saw him stand up for a second, and then I saw the keel over, and then I just saw the hole crumple to the ground, and I was like, "Oh boy, what happened over here?"
For real, laid there for like 10 minutes, and the pain did not subside for
Yeah.
a while.
And I did check; his junk was okay.
I got a checkup.
He got several checkups.
Yeah, I got checkups, and everything's still looking good.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't know if it
anyways,
was ever-
yeah, so that was funny.
You got to say the lawnmower story too, because that one was pretty great.
So Colby's lawnmower goes really fast.
Yeah, way faster than any lawnmower should go.
Yeah. By really fast, I mean in the relative to a lawnmower, it goes crazy fast.
Yeah.
And so I was driving it along the side of the shop, and there's a little lip of asphalt where the gravel ends, and I hit that a little too fast, and it bumped me pretty good, and the steering wheel turned in midair because it's super loose when I bumped, and the front end landed with the wheels turned, and so it jerked me to the side. I came off the lawnmower fully, and it just started going. And for legal reasons, this is all a joke. It went across the road and boom, into the electrical box across the road.
Oh, yeah.
So hard. Through a thistle bush right into the electrical box and supposedly bent some portion of the steering.
Which the funny thing is I don't know what they're building those electrical boxes out of.
It doesn't even have a scratch.
They got to be building those electrical boxes out of kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's got to be kryptonite.
I don't know what it's made out of, but it, like, for real doesn't have a scratch, which blew my mind. I thought it was going to be dented.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. Somehow.
Somehow.
Must be reinforced for idiots.
Which, honestly, that was best case scenario because we talked about it later.
Yeah, dude. The same, like, if it had been turned maybe like 3-4 degrees to the left, if I wasn't capable of sprinting fast enough to get on and hit the brakes or shut it off or something, its direction of travel was towards the creek.
Yeah, like
it
literally.
had probably, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds till it was submerged.
Not just a creek. We're talking, I mean, it's a creek, but it's a 10 to 15 foot drop.
Then creek.
Immediately. Yeah, it's literally like a 10 to 15 foot cliff and then the creek at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it would have been a complete loss.
So it would have been probably a solid 40-yard dash for me to be following that lawnmower trying to get it before it was fully submerged. So yeah, glad that electrical box was there and that the mower decided to go a couple degrees to the right. Would have been really awkward for it to go a couple more degrees to the right and hit our neighbor's fence.
Yes.
It was honestly best case scenario, but pretty funny. Wish I had it on video.
It was one of those where I wish we had better security cams.
Yeah, for sure.
That would have been.
It would have been a top tier video. Probably could have gotten some clicks out of that.
Yeah, but no, and I'm gonna just stop myself from going in on a different tirade. Back to our welding school and business. I was just about to send us down a way deeper rabbit hole. So, I was just gonna go into like all the other dumb stuff that we've done here.
Yeah, that'd be a solid Joe Rogan length episode.
We'd be 3 hours on the mics.
Yeah, I think shockingly, the 7 stitches is the most hurt I've gotten.
Yeah, which shocking.
Yeah, there's definitely been some owies. I think I've gotten more hurt until that. I've gotten more hurt on the mini bikes riding around our neighborhood with Colby.
Oh yeah,
like when I biffed it into the road.
Ugh, yeah, that was a rough one.
That one hurt. My shoulder was screwed up for a bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, you gotta have fun somehow.
You live and you learn.
Because it's either that or you just hurt yourself on the job, and then
that's lame.
And that's lame. Yeah,
yeah.
What the heck?
We own the company. We're on a ghost workers' comp policy, so we don't get no money.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we're at work or not. And the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys heard me earlier when I was making the jokes about him scratching his stitch, and I hit my leg really hard. I've got a wound in the same spot. It's significantly not as bad, and it was from undercalculating how far a drill bit would go through the metal after I drilled the hole, and I punched a drill bit through into my leg, but it basically just twisted up my skin in my leg. So I got a little scratch there. But that being said, people will always go, "Oh, you guys should be more safe. You guys shouldn't do that stuff." Blah 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 blah. We're gonna get hurt no matter what.
Yeah,
like that. Like
Exactly.
And granted, shout out T Brown. We're not out there racing dirt bikes. We're not
Yet.
like I'm not at least. Dude, I break apart like a Lego character. Like for real, as much as
know.
I think it would be a great time to go out there and ride these trails and do all this fun stuff, but it takes me putting that bike down one time for me to like be a triple amputee.
I'll cut this, but I very vividly remember you talking about.
You know. And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Sorry, we were just talking geopolitics.
Yeah, the huge.
I mean, when you're intellects like us, that's just something you do pretty
Just
often.
kinda how it goes.
You break into geopolitics pretty often.
We need to start doing these at a different time of day because
Yeah.
it's like the afternoon slump. When it starts getting hot outside, my DNA needs a siesta.
Yeah.
It longs for a nap.
Yeah. Dude, I need a fiesta.
Y'all got fiestas.
Y'all got fiestas.
2 episodes in a row. Wild and Wonderful Whites, West Virginia.
God,
mention.
If you guys haven't watched that, go watch it.
It is
It's gonna-
interesting doc.
Yeah, you're going to laugh and you're going to be really sad.
Really sad.
Real sad.
You're gonna go, oh man.
There's
That
people like
kid-
that?
Yeah, that kid's having a rough time.
Yeah. No, there's that's one just I can't even describe it. It's not even worth trying to describe. Just go watch
can't.
that.
Yeah, if you need a laugh for a certain amount of time, and then want to be really somber about it,
Yeah.
then watch that.
The one thing I can't wait for is for this episode to drop and for me to get all the same people coming to me and going, man, it would be so much better if you guys had an outline. Which honestly, I'll put that 1,000% on me. I was planning on having an outline for this. And then until he walked out with the bin of our podcasting stuff, forgot that we have a podcast.
Yeah,
it was
same.
not even in my mind. At the end of last episode, I was like, I'm just going to not even tell Trev. I'm just going to pop up with an outline. So then it's fun and we're able to get Trevor's opinions on this on the cast. And then I didn't do any of that. So
Yeah.
Another note of how business ownership is, you're going to forget everything because you constantly have something to do. And whenever you think you'll remember something, you're not going to.
Hey, if anyone wants to look forward to a solid maybe that we got for a guest, we might be able to have Kevin's mom on.
Oh, yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Which would be a lot of fun. Talk about someone who's actually intelligent.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she'd be a great one to have on here. And it would be honestly and I won't get too deep in it because I don't want to spoil anything for if we do or when we do have her on here. But it'll be a great kind of mind, like a sight into a window into her mind of a person who didn't start their own business and is still extremely successful.
Right.
Someone who embodied an entrepreneur.
Right.
And because I mean. And I don't know if
Jarvis, define entrepreneur.
Jervis, give me 30
All right.
more beers.
We're not Tony Stark. So an entrepreneur is basically someone who strives for the success of the company that they're a part of, but didn't necessarily start
Yeah, that's it.
or invest in or anything.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They invest with their effort.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially everyone, because it's a big thing these days, everyone knows what an entrepreneur is. It's just entrepreneur just in a business.
Yeah.
And there's still, like, and honestly, I'd recommend anyone go that route. Go that route. Like, as much as I want to say it's whimsical and great to own your own business, just be really, really, really good at your job working for someone else, and you're going to make an amazing living. Like, it's like, if there's one thing I can recommend, it's just like, and I don't want to demoralize anybody because you can do what we did, but don't. Your time.
Or do.
Yeah, or do. Or do.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's put your time and effort into being really, really awesome for someone else that has already built a business, and you're gonna do great in life.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that's a pretty good life standard to have. It's just whatever you do, no matter what it is, if it's for yourself,
Be a pro.
just be.
Shout out GBRS Group.
Oh yeah, I was as soon as you said that, I was like, where have I heard that just recently?
My hoodie.
Yep. Or that quote you sent in our group
Yeah.
chat. Yeah, no, that's just, it's a good rule of thumb to just always try to be the best you can at everything you do. Now, are you ever going to be that?
No.
No. Because unfortunately, if you're like me, you've been cursed with an ability to be above average in just about everything you do, but not insanely good at really
Nothing.
There's nothing that I'm like overly insanely good at, but I can be above average in about anything.
Right.
And he's the exact same way, and he's going to sit here and play it down, but he's got what I have, but like about 2 rungs up.
so dumb.
Exactly.
You can't just say exactly. That's not an argument. Okay.
It's a girl argument, and I'm taking it.
Yeah, okay. Well, need more of that in my life.
I don't.
Just kidding. My girlfriend's an angel. What was I gonna say? I had a thought.
And
lost
I'm
it.
also going to caveat what I just said there because I knew that I'd get a reaction out of him. The main thing as to why he's 2 rungs up on that ladder for me is because he's willing to put an immense amount of time into really anything he does.
Yeah, that's called autism.
Yeah, which and like that's like as much as I want, like because
I'm not on the spectrum. That was a joke.
he's on the spectrum.
wish.
We took 2 tests. We took 2 tests.
We're going by the tests that are online and not paid for, then the accurate thing to say would be moderately on the spectrum.
I'm okay with that.
Whatever.
It's only better for the stock of our business. It's only going to help us.
And maybe there's grants or something.
Yeah. Who the heck's Grant?
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, no, I will stand on what I'm saying of there is a level to that ability that we both have where unfortunately, and he's going to shake his head as soon as I say this, he is a little bit better at just picking stuff up quicker than I am, but it's mainly because he is willing to put the time in on this stuff.
He's just trying to get lucky tonight.
I'm not trying, I am.
Whatever. That wouldn't mean luck.
It's not luck when it's calculated.
It's not luck when it's a sure thing.
Yeah, sorry. You guys are just hearing our marriage affairs here. But no, it's which in honestly that we keep teeing off into different stuff. I guess I keep teeing off into different stuff, but that's a little thing that
Shocker.
I see that doesn't work out when a lot of people go, partnerships don't work out, or they very rarely work out. They like these things don't happen. One thing with it is, and what I've found is, even if you don't necessarily, I mean, obviously there's times where if you don't agree, you got to voice your opinion. But if you don't necessarily understand what's going on, that your business partner's doing something, or that you think you're going to doubt them in some way, the one thing you have to do to have a partnership is just to go, I picked him.
We both pretty consciously and constantly like try to treat a business partnership like a marriage.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I think while that sounds weird and is no homo, I think we are onto something.
Definitely.
Because it seems to work pretty well to apply the kind of idea behind a healthy marriage of just like, well, they may not be perfect, but it's who I chose. I think that's a pretty dang good way to look at really any relationship, especially one where there's more struggles than we have. Like in all reality, there's not much to like say negatively about our relationship really at all. And as we grow, I'm sure we'll have our disagreements.
Definitely. Yeah.
We're both in a time in our lives where we just naturally are more agreeable
Yeah.
to anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's a good way to look at a relationship, especially a business partnership, is just like, I'm in it
Yeah, I'm
for the long haul.
It's
so.
just like it's kind of look at it as an arranged marriage. Like that's if you're gonna make this decision, just know that like that's you just made that decision. You got to make it work. And like one thing that like, and as you guys know, I'm someone that I really don't care about being completely transparent on stuff. One thing that's like, and we talk about treating this relationship like a marriage. One of the best things that Trevor ever did for me was there was a time where in our business, we just got to a point where everyone will hit a point where you don't even realize it, but you're not performing where you need to be. You get to a point where you think you're doing, like you get comfortable. You get comfortable in what you're doing and you're like, I'm fine. Like it's what I'm doing is fine. But the thing is you're slowly trickling off from where you used to be and where you need to be at. And it happens in marriage. It happens in relationships. And the best thing that Trevor has ever done for me was I was at a point where I was kind of just I wasn't performing how I needed to perform being a business owner and owning this business. And the most beneficial thing he did was literally write me out an email of like just because anyone that's been in a relationship knows when you sit down and you try to talk to someone about something,
it all goes away.
It all goes away. And it just never, you can never get truly what you're trying to say out. And because of this exact instance, in my own relationship, I've found myself writing stuff down and to talk about it, or writing stuff down and sending it and doing that sort of thing. But he put together an email of just what was going on, and not necessarily, and it was exactly just calling me out for my but with all due right, like with all the evidence that on this day on like it was something that in the moment you go, what the what the crap is this? But it's exactly what you need. And like that's like, and honestly, that moment for me was one of the moments where I realized
that is a huge spider. Oh my goodness. Oh, it just went onto the forklift. It's huge. Look at it.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a full inch and a quarter diameter.
Jeez.
I'm staying up here.
Yeah, we're never going
down there.
Never
Sorry.
going down.
Colby, when you come in tomorrow at 9, you're taking care of that.
Yeah. And then we'll come down.
We'll be having a sleepover.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, but it was just that moment for me where it should have been something where how I've taken things in my life in the past where I would have gotten resentful and been like, no, I'm doing just fine. I'm doing it right, blah, 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 blah. You take a second and you go, no, they are right. And the level of appreciation that you have for someone that will call you out on that and be able to go, pick it up, man. Like, come on, dude. Like you're not, I know what you can be and you're not.
Well, that's the thing too, is like just still on the metaphor of treating it like a marriage. Like I knew you well enough at that point, and I knew why I chose you as a business partner is because I knew that you would take that and run with it, not be a little about it.
Oh yeah,
that's anytime I've ever talked to someone about like, I don't know, I can't think of a reason or way anyone would pose this as a question, but I've been asked stuff similar to like why Gavin is a business partner, not like why Gavin is a business partner,
why would
but
you
just
pick
like
him as a business
why
partner?
Gavin. And I'll pretty constantly just be like, well, even if he has his shortcomings, I've never met anyone that's more willing to work hard to become the person to work hard to overcome those shortfalls, or at the very least acknowledge them. And that, I think, is more important than any like amount of intelligence.
Yeah.
Like I've met plenty of intelligent people that are just the most like conceited douchebags in the whole world. And I don't know. As someone with a semi-strong personality, I would not mesh with that.
No.
And I think you're the same. Like I think we're both strong personalities but not too strong.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Which, and like, the thing is, and like, it all relates back to relationships. It's like there is really like, there's a level of like, you've got to have the right fit. Like, it's got to be the right puzzle piece that comes together.
Yeah.
And like, we are both very dominant types. And like, that's where you come to a point where I feel like typically you find people like really just getting into it about something.
Well, right. And I think there's different, like, there's positive and negative dominant types too. And like, I think we're both people who understand that leadership isn't a, like, I don't know, it's not like a specified role applied to one person all the time.
Definitely.
Like, no, there's no leader out there who is the leader in every scenario all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew Tate.
Yeah. It's not how it is.
You're not.
No.
But, and I think that even if we've never like said it out loud, that kind of acknowledgement in the way that we interact is really important for our relationship, which is nice. But yeah, I don't know.
Which, in like, on the note of like, if you're ever in our position and you're ever in my position specifically, you get that mess, you get that email of, hey, pick it up. You need to. You're not who you can be. Don't, like. There's two ways you can take that. I should say there's three ways you can take that. There's only one right way. First of all, you can just go, no, they're wrong. Like, I'm just fine, which is horrible. Don't do that. And then there's another way you can take it of going, oh my God, I'm the worst person.
So
I'm the stupidest person ever. Yeah, I'm stupid. Why would I do that? Which is also wrong. You can't do that.
You cannot be like that.
No.
There's a lot of people I've met in my life that just, when you critique them, they go, oh, I guess I'm just the worst.
Yeah.
And nothing's more aggravating because there's honestly nothing more unintelligent. There's no more unintelligent way to react to something like that. And I've been that person. When I was an emotionally unstable, like 15, 16-year-old, I've said stuff
worst.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've been there. I think a lot of it comes with maturity, but
yeah,
don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
I'd honestly rather someone be like, no, I'm all good.
Yeah, like it's if you had to pick between those two options, that would definitely be the better option, to just like at least stick to your guns. Like at least have a backbone on it. But at the same time, don't do that. Think of it logically, really be introspective about it, and use it as fuel constantly. Like I don't even know if he knows this, but I have a very certain section of that email screenshotted, and it's actually set as one of my lock screens on my phone.
Did not know that.
And so I've got, whenever I feel myself slipping, because you guys, and that's a part of the long term of being in business, is it's ups and downs. You're never, like, you always have to be self-auditing. Like you have to be like, am I doing this correctly? It's like your business is great and your business is one thing, but yourself is arguably a bigger part of that.
Right.
Because nothing happens in the business if yourself isn't where it needs to be. And so I'm constantly auditing myself, and especially since that moment, I try to make sure to always constantly audit myself. And when I feel myself slipping, switch the lock screen, put it on that one part of the email that I can then look at and go, all right, let's pick it up. Let's go. And then anytime, because I mean, we're all screenagers, so we know you're going to be opening your phone constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And if every single time you open your phone, you see something that makes your tummy upset and it makes you want to make a change, you're probably going to make a change. You're probably going to put yourself in a position to where you feel like you don't need to have that on your lock screen anymore, which is, it's dumb thinking. It's simple-minded, but it's how I operate. And
simple is better.
Simple is better. And like, that's a huge part of this, is being able to take that and use it as fuel. Like, being able to not self-implode on stuff and be able to go, you can take a look at like a failure in business. Like if we've had jobs that have gone awry, they haven't gone to plan.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes really bad. And when that happens, you don't take the time to I mean, obviously there's scenarios where you can go, no, I was right. Like this was on you. But in those times where it was all of a sudden you go, wow, this is completely on us. Don't self-implode and go, man, I don't know how to do my job. And
Well, yeah, because like that mindset that we touched on earlier, that like, oh, I'm the worst. It's an out.
Yeah.
You're looking for pity.
exactly. That's
You're not,
all it is.
You're not looking to take responsibility. You're acknowledging that you messed up too much.
Yep.
You're not saying, okay, well, I'm going to move forward better.
Exactly.
You just it's like it's a cop out. It's a, well, I guess that's just how I am.
Yeah,
I messed up. I'm someone who messed that up. Nothing I can do better about that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's that mentality of like, well, I guess I'm just not good enough.
Yeah.
No, that's not what. Like in any scenario, you never just go, well, I guess I'm not good enough.
Right.
You have to take a second and go, okay, this is just telling me that I need to be better. Like,
Right.
it's in same thing with work. You chalk those bad jobs away in your mind, and you remember it the next time you go to do that certain thing. Or
Well, that's the thing, is any successful person in the entire world is someone they, well, either had a trust fund or
Yeah.
they figured out that failure is not the end.
no.
They figured out that failure is something to learn from and literally nothing else. It's not something to dwell on.
Yeah.
It's not something to revolve your life around. It's not anything negative other than a reminder of, I'm not perfect.
Yep.
Here's where I can grow. Here's what I can do better.
Yeah, and I've heard this on other podcasts, but I personally take the stance that like failure is one of the most important things in life, just
It
all
is
around.
The most important thing in life, if we're talking about like as far as like experience
Yep.
in life, nothing you can experience in life is more important than failing.
No. It's
There's-
truly the best.
Like
thing.
if you think about it, the people who just get stuff handed to them that like just coast, they're usually the least happy.
Yep.
They're the most full of gossip,
Yep.
more jealous, more covetous.
Well, and they find other ways to make them happy, which
Right.
falls into usually bad habits.
Right. And yeah. Anyways, we got on kind of a tirade there.
I want to say one last thing with that, and the fact is that I've, like, for me personally, I've been at a point where almost went down. I'm wondering how much of this sketchy setup is on the camera.
not much.
Okay, good.
Thankfully.
There's not a sketchy setup.
Yeah, there's nothing sketchy. We're 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah, we're not 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah. OSHA.
Yeah, get out of here, OSHA. You get out of
You
here.
got nothing on us.
But the biggest thing for me is that like I catch myself being more stressed and more freaked out in life when things are going right. Like if too much is going right. Like
Right.
I genuinely am in a worse spot mentally when things are going great.
I think some of that's good, some of that's bad. I'm
Yeah.
the same way. Like, I think we both are the type of people that have worked ourselves to a point of, I think, especially in the past, we've found ourselves in an imbalance
Yeah.
of work and other, to where if we're not working, we get super anxious.
Yep.
And I still am like that.
Yeah.
But I work on it consciously to like relax.
Yeah.
It's tough too, because like I know you have fishing, which is like active enough to keep your brain involved,
Yeah.
but like relaxed. It's tough to like find stuff where you're not like trying to like actively improve something.
Yeah. Oh, and trust
Like,
me, like as much as I find fishing relaxing,
it's important.
You know just as much as everyone
Right.
else that I go fishing as if I'm running a business of
Right.
becoming the best fisherman in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to just like literally relax. And I've considered like trying like meditation and stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's tough to relax.
it's tough to do it, but at the same time, you got to keep a level of not being able to relax to
Right.
be successful. Because I mean, if
Yeah.
you're too good at relaxing, something bad's gonna pop up, or some sort of deadline's gonna pop up, and you're
Right.
gonna go,
Yeah.
I'll get
It's
to
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I'll get to it. And although there is times where you need to, like, I catch myself. He reminds me a lot. Like, I'll get over panicked about scenarios and be like, this needs to get done right now. Like, we need to I like for real start spazzing, and he does a great job of being able to go, chill out. No, it does not need to be done right now.
Right.
Like, yes, it needs to be done super fast, but it's not a right now thing. Like, chill out. You're just freaking out because you're stressed out in the moment.
I also am like, I don't know where I gained this skill, and I'm not trying to like brag, but I'm very level-headed about things that I can't change. Like if a job,
I know exactly where you got that.
like if a job goes bad and we have to take something back to the shop and fix it, and now our deadline's pushed out another week and the GC is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, if we're putting all our effort and all our problem solving skills into that, I'm not in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So what do you?
You for sure got that from your dad.
Yeah, probably.
Your dad's like the goat of
Yeah,
being able to do that.
It's funny you say that because I've always liked learning his problem solving skills, because it's just like it's always been interesting to me since I was a kid. Just the way like my dad problem solves stuff. Like, I don't know, even just like working on vehicles, like when he comes across something he doesn't know about and just like figures something out, or watches a YouTube video and just like figures it out. I don't know. It's just been something I've tried to emulate.
Oh yeah. It's something to be able to emulate, because like on that same scenario of like, here's how like what my brain wants to do. Obviously, I've gotten to a point where I can start kind of reeling it back, which I definitely still fall into it. But like in that same scenario of like rails don't fit, we got to bring it back to the shop.
Right.
My brain will go to, well, I guess I need to work the next 26 hours straight through the night to be able to fix this, which, as much as cliche, that sounds great and that sounds like that's what you need to do, it's not. Because you're
Oftentimes, no.
Yeah. I mean, there's times where you have to. I mean, there's times where me and you have done the 24-hour days.
Right.
Working for 24 hours, go sleep for a couple hours and come back. And there's times where you need to do that. But 99% of scenarios where I feel like I need to do that, it's going to be okay to go home and get a night of sleep and do it the next day.
Right.
Because oftentimes it's going to put you in a worse spot because you're going to mess something up. You're going to do something. You're panicked. You're just trying to overwork yourself to compensate when if you just worked intelligently, you wouldn't have to do any of it.
Yeah, you got to learn your limits.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, though, I think we need to wrap up because we're just about an hour. Few reasons. Just about an hour. We're just going on and on.
Yep.
Which we could probably do for another hour. And third reason is I'm actually going to start a waterfall shower here in a second. I've drank almost my entire Nalgene.
Well, if you can flood out the spider,
that would be fantastic.
I'd be totally down with you peeing your pants right now if it can flood out that spider.
Yeah, for real.
I really don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, I hope the forklift deals with that on its own. But anyways, thanks for listening to our tirade. That was not necessarily the intention for this episode, but I hope that someone, even if one person gleaned something helpful to them, great.
Yeah. If one person found one thing that they're able to implement into their life and change, I'm stoked.
Yeah, me too.
That's all that I care. And I honestly, we know who listens to these at this point. I honestly care more about it's kind of nice having a small group that we almost know every single person that listens to this.
Yeah.
And so I sit here feeling like I'm talking to the people that we know. And
Like Christian, we love you, and we're not going to talk any crap on you this
Yeah.
episode at all.
look, we didn't
even
even
though I'm just kidding.
even though that one thing.
Even though that one thing, Friction Christian.
Yeah, shout out. We will get him on a pod eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely have him on, talk about he's got kind of 2 small businesses going.
Yeah, I'm gonna pee my pants though. We gotta.
Yeah, we gotta
go.
wrap this up.
Literally gotta go. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next episode. Thanks for listening. Follow on Spotify, please,
Yes.
and download the episode if you feel like it.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Precisely, he gets it.
Leave comments. As much as it seems stupid, comments actually really, really, really help push our video out to other people. 'Cause-
Also, it's fun reading them.
yeah, that's the other part. Is it's like, don't just throw something random down there. Say something.
Even if you say, "Hey,
Hey.
yep,
Hey. Heyo.
jinx." Well, on that note, bye everybody.
Bye.